Do, 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 do.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Well, I guess we should go ahead and light this candle, as they say.
Is that what they say?
At NASA, they say that.
Oh, light this candle. NASA.
Yeah. And that goes with the New Year thing, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's totally allowed.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Damn
Oh,
it.
sorry.
Get another turn next year. How are you,
goodness.
sir?
I'm doing all right. I am
Good.
doing
Oh.
all right.
And we should welcome people to the Sunday happy hour live stream hour show stream.
Yeah,
It was just
happy
there
hour
in front
live
of me.
stream. It's all good. Yeah, happy hour
just
live stream. Launch ya.
Yep. Your mom and him. I like that one.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
So it's been a month since we did this last.
It has been.
Thereabouts.
Yes. Things still good in your world? Oh, Susan's on. Hi,
Oh,
Susan.
hey. She's not showing up for me yet, but I'll keep my eyes peeled.
She said hi on the Facebook stream.
Ah, cool. Hey, Susan.
Yes.
So,
Always
yeah.
good to have company.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So it's been the year is going along for me, somewhat.
It's almost
quickly.
February.
I know this stuck up on me a little bit.
There was time moves. Time takes forever, and it's instantaneous. I have not found a middle ground. I am like blasted awake, before 7 a.m. to go shovel things and put a child in the car to go to middle school, and then come back and put the other child in the car and put them to elementary school, and then there's this time in the middle that is simultaneously forever and not enough time to do a damned thing. So
Yep.
yeah, so there's that.
But I've been working a lot, working on my new album. So
Oh yeah.
So started recording that. That's been
It's
exciting.
exciting. You're doing like a double album, right?
Well, I have a lot of songs that I want to record. They might not all make it on. I want to have like an hour's worth of material on the album. We'll see. And Rob has started recording the Ilyami album as well. So there may be versions of songs that end up on the Ilyami album and on my album, but different. So,
ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
So, has the Hostel and Ruin project been swallowed by those two different things?
well, Hostel and Ruin is just like that's like our little playful name for me and Rob playing together.
I thought
just
you guys
when we're
were
doing
working on
live
a
stuff.
record. Yeah.
No. I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be more of an Ilyami album. So, yeah.
Totally allowed. I will allow it. You're welcome.
So, but it's exciting to be recording, and with the this whole global pandemic thing that I've been hearing so much about.
I'm unfamiliar. What?
Yeah, I know. I saw something about it on CNN, but we're not able to like go over to each other's houses right now. So, but we record in the same software and we can swap files back and forth. So it's kind of convenient. So
That sounds amazing and like a thing I will never do.
it's not that hard. I mean, we're using Google, like a shared folder in Google, and that's it. It's pretty
there's
simple.
have I mentioned the classic albums of one of the band's first two records? They had Levon Helm on there. This is back when he was still alive and healthy, and they're listening to some great crazy thing that Garth Hudson played. And Levon's got this big smile on his face, and he's air pianoing while he does it. And then the part finishes, and he turns to the guy who's there with him and goes, "Ain't it easy when you know how?" And I'm like, yeah, because it's like, yeah, that sounds like that is not that hard for you. Who is Tony?
Tony Kellogg's out there in the
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Tony
let's go,
Kellogg.
man.
He's not his comments aren't showing up in our thing, but I'm glad you saw.
Yeah, I don't understand, but yeah.
No, it's also complicated. Hey, Tony Kellogg.
So,
So
who should go first? I have
think
not.
it should definitely be you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that being the case.
Yes, I think so. Did you want to? I can go like that for you, or did
I
you
need
want
a minute though. Just
Oh,
one
okay.
minute before.
Just
I think
1
I gotta-
minute, sir.
Oh, where's that
minute, sir.
thing?
Which thing is that thing? Or is this a
My
need-to-know
lyrics
basis, and I don't need to know?
I was trying to figure out what song I was going to do.
Oh, I like that one with that riff that I like so much. Have I mentioned that? I can't
Okay,
remember.
I'm
the
going to
names
get
of
to
any
that one.
songs.
I know
Okay.
the one I'm going to do first though. This one.
Okay.
Here we go. This is what we got.
You're about to hear Rowan Corbett play one of his wonderful songs. It'll be sure to be on his upcoming solo album. He hasn't told me the name of it yet. That's my... I'm sorry, I went full NPR there for a second.
Yeah, I've already got the scratch track down for most of the songs,
That's awesome.
and that one's That one's ready. Rob has started putting down stuff on songs. It's
I
cool.
still have gear with which I could potentially record something, but I am still doing my demos on my iPhone balanced on said gear. So there you go.
You should totally do something, man. You should record an album. When we're both going to record albums?
Yeah, we were, and you are.
You should.
Sure. Of course I should. So, is it time?
It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and non-binary individuals, we're all learning in real time. Here's Rowan Corbett.
Cold light shines back at me. Twisted, wreathed all in leaves. All that I see. You're just the latest thief. Wisdom becomes my foe. Madness, the end of all. Crafted, it's beautiful. Woe. See how my shadow grows. The queen of all has come. The vision has won. Weep before the sun. Brightest, forever the one. Behold, I am lethal and fair. love me and despair.
Hey,
Thanks, man.
there we are, back, but you're not. I'm not you. You're you. I hit that button. Yeah. StreamYard apparently is cross with me and does not want me to be able to see comments. So I guess, I guess that gets to be your fun today.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, something will happen.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
they're not showing up for me. I'm seeing them over on the facing book, but
The Book of Face.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. That's something, but it's
I
nice
see.
to know that.
yeah.
What's that?
Eric James Zanowski's out there too. What's
Yeah.
going on, Eric?
Yeah, I said hi. Eric's there. Rob popped in, which is always nice.
Nice.
It's always
Nice.
it's always good when Vom Dad shows up to say hi. Make sure we're not screwing anything up. Don't break anything, kids. Yeah. I guess I could technically play a song.
Yeah, what you got?
I mean, I was thinking about playing my my challenge song for February, but I'm going to do something else first.
All right.
So maybe that'll show up. If
All
it
right.
does, Rob, don't listen.
All gathered?
Yes.
Chris
Pat, well met. Let's see. That's me. I'm Chris. How are you? It's weird to look at yourself in reflection. It's a thing. The 15's never coming off. The concerning lingering, rattly call. Conversations too complex to follow. The complications are too much to swallow. Staring at the back bar mirror, wondering how it happened this soon. I'm sorry, you're too old for the room. A couple years, too many gray hairs ago. Didn't seem so young. Now you know, story no one would ever buy. Don't lean in, no, don't try. It's not exactly pity. It's on deck, coming soon. Why is that? You're too old for room. Too old to stay, too old to play, too old to have anyone see you that way. Just pay the check, get out of the way. So maybe just get closer to home. There's plenty to distract. You're not alone. At least they tolerate you better there. No smoking what's left of your hair. Only the faintest whiff of your impending doom. Don't look back though. Yes, I know. But seriously, you're too old for the room. Here we go. I can't unmute you. You have to unmute yourself, sir.
There we go.
Thank you for the clappery, but I could see you like you're clapping. Thank you. I'd like to hear it, but you know, you get what you get. Yeah, I don't know why we're not seeing comments, but you know, what do I know? Susan got all of her taxes done. Other things are happening. Awesome tune. I think that was for you. A lot of clapping from Eric and a yeah and a great tune. Rob, so glad there's excitement of chaotic StreamYard weirdness. Don't break anything. Go Chris. We don't use your account. We're actually using Rowan's account. Oh, nice song, Chris. Thank you, Eric. And bravo.
I love that you're reading the minutes.
Yes. Well, okay, now that we've covered everything for the previous songs, we can move along. Are there any further motions to be made, or do we move on to the next song, sir?
I think we move on to the next song.
Well, all right then.
Right.
Do you know what you're going to play?
Yeah, this one is called. It's a new one.
Yeah.
Relatively new, called Burn Down.
Okay. Ron Corbin.
Can't say your name. Think about you all the same. Recognize who I was. Just the fire I became. I was such a fool. Was I ever even real to you? A paper doll, just convenient fuel. So now I twist and curl and rage the world. Mockery of life and the flames around us here, and there's only smoke, then we'll disappear. If I could let this go and take another breath, I could leave the place while there's something left. But I still twist and curl, rage the world. I still twist and curl and rage the world.
Yay, Rowan ending, clappity clap clap. Almost got me. Almost got me that time. Closer and closer. Pew. And yes, I do still make the noise every time. Pew, pew. I love that story about Laura Dern when she was shooting on the one Star Wars movie, that she couldn't, when she was firing the blaster, she couldn't stop going pew pew pew. And And if you look, I believe there's a scene, and if you watch her mouth, obviously they cut out the vocal, but she's
That's
going.
so funny.
Yeah. Are you caught up on Boba Fett?
I am, but no spoilers.
For those, how are you feeling about it in a non-spoilery way?
At first, I was a little, I was starting to get a little skeptical around episode 4. Episode 5 was just amazing, and I've been reading some stuff, and I'm like, okay, I can see where they're going, and I'm okay with what they're doing. You know, I've been sort of like, my faith has been restored. There was just one episode where it was just a little too slapstick at one point.
I honestly, as much as I love the show, I'm a big fan of fan service, and there've been a couple of things in there that have been a little too fan servicey. and again, I've been a fan since it came out. I'm old, you know. I saw it in the theater, so I've always loved it. But and I love overall what they've done, like the Mandalorian series, and then this, I think, has been a much better caretaking of the whole thing than the last 3 movies. But you know, I don't think it's giving anything away to say at some point I really thought they were going to yell, "Now that's what I call pod racing." I mean, it was really, it was, you know, they're working hard. They're working real hard. They're obviously like all about it. And I actually I will say that I am good with the character development on Boba Fett. I like the flashbacks. In some ways, I think I'm more interested in the flashbacks than I am in the current story. You know, I could have taken I could have taken more Sarlacc, honestly. Although you won't get any more of that now, because, you know. But I don't think a television show that's like, those episodes are like 3 or 4 weeks old. You know, you're either going to see it or you're not. But I don't know. I like it a lot more than I don't like it. You know, I'm on board. I'm not going anywhere. I watch it like first thing in the morning when I can. Like I'm there. You know, but there's some things are just like just.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Yeah. You know, it's a nice thing to be able to complain about. Like, they're trying too hard to preserve this awesome thing that I love, you know. But I actually like really liked the middle movie of the most recent movies. So I'm also okay when they're like, fuck it all, we're changing everything. Yeah, you know, like I like the daring of that one. Like, I don't think everything landed. But, man, I appreciate, what's the old line, the baseball player, what's your secret? Well, I swing really hard in case I hit something. You know, it kind of felt like that. It's like, yeah, the stuff that landed was great. Stuff that didn't land. I hope it doesn't get too classic rock radio, you know, where you're just, you know, it's like, I had an ex-friend start working at a classic rock radio, and it's like, so is it the musical equivalent of breathing into a paper bag?
Oh, God.
Yeah. And sometimes it feels that way. But I you know, if it's like, did you like it or not? It's like, no, I loved it. Yeah. You know, I feel
like they're setting up something really big.
I think
and
so.
I'm excited. Well,
I will say, like, you know, the big reveal. Have you watched the making of for the Luke episode?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's on. It might be better than the episode itself. Like, all the work they put in.
Oh, okay.
The scripts didn't say Luke. They had like a really obscure Jedi that I had not heard of, you know, who was going to show up. But like, that episode, as awesome as that one was, I was more excited to see R2, and he's been in everything. Like, he was my droid. Like, I love R2. I love, you know, but my favorites are always the ones who either can't talk or make a bunch of noises. I'm an R2 beaker animal kind of guy. You know, I like noises. So
nice.
But I guess I should play another song. If you get a chance, I didn't get a chance to look at the comments while we were chatting.
Let's see
Oh,
here.
Rob has feelings.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten to talk.
yeah. He's spinning apparently at the moment. So
Is he? You're spinning in circles?
I'm assuming he's on a stationary bike.
Oh, exorcise. Yeah.
I know. I've heard of that. Heard it's good.
Yeah. 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 I've heard good things. I hope to try it again one day.
Yeah.
Apparently I was shoveling so much the other day that my Fitbit decided I was playing a sport.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Like a half an hour sport. I mean, I was shoveling for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and it's like that's the equivalent of playing a sport for 30 minutes. No wonder I don't play sports. Fuck that. Hard. That's what you call a hard pass. Yeah. And I agree with Rob that not everything landed on 8, but man, the stuff that landed was just so fantastic. Yeah, I think they're doing a better job of like making more interesting characters on the series than they did in the movies. Like, I don't really care about, the new generation of people. Yeah, I think my favorite of the new stuff was BB-8, so it shows you where my interests are. Although the droids you can build at Disney World, are amazing. Yeah, the kids have those, and the BB-8 one is really nice. Yeah. I guess I'll play another song unless you want to talk more Star Wars.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
This one. It's called End of the Day. And the story's too sad. I won't bother to tell you. You'll figure it out. Go on, take what you want, it's fine. Go on, what if it's yours, it is mine. The kind face only gets you so far away. At the end of the day, no one wants to see me that way. At the end of the day, no one wants to see me that way. Go on. We'll try that again. See what happens? Go on. Talk a good game this time. Go on. Convince yourself it's fine. When it's said and done, you're done and have their say. At the end of the day, no one wants to see me that way. At the end of the day, no one wants to see me that way. Go on, have another one on me. Go on, it's easy enough you see. Sometime in the morning, you'll have to fade away. 'Cause at the end of the day, no one wants to see me. At the end of the day, no one wants to see me. At the end of the day, no one needs to see me that way. At the end of the day, no one wants to see me that way. Just be glad you got away. Just be glad you got away. Just be glad you got away. Thank you, Rowan.
Well, thank you, Mr. Eric.
No problem. Hide. No, you put me back up, and then you took me back away. It was me, and then it wasn't me, and then it was me. What excitement have we missed in the chat? It's all a very different way to do it.
Go,
Okay, we're all caught up.
Chris.
Yeah, no.
And nice song, Chris. I dig it, says Eric
Oh.
Stanowski.
Oh, thanks.
And he also loves episodes 7 through 9.
I see that. Rob, big surprise, is displeased with me when talking Star Wars. Spinning. I'm spinning. I don't remember the spin. I Yeah, I could have done. I could have done without. I could have done without a bunch of the stuff in that most recent episode. As much as I loved it for who was in it and what it was about, I still could have done without some of it. Um, is anybody watching this really worried about spoilers at this point? But in any
I just
event,
felt like it was kind of out of nowhere. Like
it was very much out of
the big
nowhere.
bad, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Yeah.
they didn't telegraph that enough, you know.
No, it was odd. But but still, it's better than not having it. You know, yeah. So I won't complain that much about it. Only a little. I watched an awful lot of really crappy Orioles games to be able to complain about, like, good content. Yeah, really a lot. Really a lot. They were so bad when I got into them in like 06, and they were just horrid. Just like so
Oh man.
so bad. Like, I feel like we could have been on the team. Like now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, oof. They were so bad. We paid money to see them. We had season tickets to see just a crap team. So bad. So bad. Anyway. Just so bad. Let's see. So, do you wish to submit to questions, or do you want to play another song?
Well, you have questions for me, Chris?
I had been thinking about it, that I had curiosity
Okay.
about your musical background that I don't think we've ever explicitly talked about. Nothing.
Okay.
No, nothing.
Nothing
know.
explicit?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, the questions aren't. I don't know. I don't have anything written down. I could have submitted them to your people ahead of time, I suppose. But no, I was curious because I don't really know your musical background, like how
Okay.
you came to music. What like, I know some of your influences. I know our backgrounds are very, very different in a lot of ways musically, and how we came to things. And I just hadn't. I guess I'm not really asking for a bio, but
Yeah.
I was just curious because I always forget. I know you traveled a lot as a kid. I always forget where you were born because I'm terrible with that sort of thing. So I was going to ask again in the scope of this, so maybe I'll remember. And if I don't remember, I can go back and watch it. So I don't have to ask anymore. And I know you traveled a lot, but I don't really know how you came to music or music came to you.
Okay.
I don't know that. And you can answer that or not answer that in any way you feel.
Oh no.
Or you can just tell me to shut up and go ahead and play.
Yeah,
a song.
no, I'm originally from North Carolina. So though my accent does not belie that anyway, but because my father was in the military, we moved around a lot. And I spent, I think what was the biggest influence on me just as a person was we spent 3 years in Germany, and that's kind of where my personality solidified, I think. And then I moved back to the States, back to North Carolina for a couple of years, and then to Colorado, and that's where I went to high school and started playing music. I was in a couple of different choirs in high school, and then like my senior year of high school, I joined an Irish band, which is where I picked up the bones. I had started playing guitar, but I was really horrible. Like, I was not good enough. I wasn't good enough to play anywhere publicly with the guitar at that point. So, and it took a couple of years before I was up to speed enough to play guitar with the Irish band. But then then I ended up traveling around doing Ren fairs for a few years. And I ended up joining a different Irish band who was from the DC area. And we moved to this area, back to the area for them in the fall of '99. So, and I've been here ever since. And I met Rob shortly after I moved here, and we started playing music. And then a few years later, I started playing with the Carolina Chocolate Drops, and I did that. Toured with the Chocolate Drops and with Rhiannon Giddens, her solo project for a year or two, and then back here. And then I started really sort of concentrating on writing my own songs in the last few years, but all that while still playing with Ilyami, still playing with Tin Smith, the Irish band that I moved to this area to be with. So, yeah. So.
How so when did you really start like writing songs? Like, have you always kind of written them all along, or did you more consider yourself more of a percussionist for a while?
I had started writing songs back in high school. They were terrible. And
So
luckily
yes.
I don't have any more of those songs anymore. But once I started doing Ren Fairs, I started writing songs in earnest. And I still play a few of those songs from that time frame. And as a matter of fact, one of the songs I do, and maybe I'll do this one next, is called Shantytown. And it was it's like a somewhat fictionalized version of, doing Renaissance festivals and traveling from place to place, and effectively being a dirty hippie for a few years, and people going, it's those people again. They've come into town. They brought their loose morals and their body odor with them. And, and sort of like, sort of talking about what that feels like was sort of like where the song was from. So, but yeah, so this is actually one of my older songs. But I've been playing it for a few years now. I'm going to do it in this tuning.
Okay.
I wrote it in Dadgad, but I recently started playing a lot in this low C sus2 tuning, and I like way it sounds. For a while, I was playing this song on the baritone guitar, which I tune it down to like a low A, so this is like a third higher than that. But it's called, as I mentioned, it is called Shantytown. Should you like to hear it?
I would love to hear it. Thank you for the background on it. I did not know that. I hope you don't mind the question.
No, not at all.
I was thinking about that earlier in the week. I'm like, we just kind of show up and talk. It's like I have some questions.
All right.
But
well,
Rowan Corbett.
While I'm playing, I'll be formulating my questions for you.
Oh no, I submit to no questions. They have to be submitted ahead of time.
Working in this shanty town, it's become my home, where all my farewell friends, nothing to call my own. Shanty town, my home. Shanty town. When the rain comes down, this becomes a muddy hole, and everybody disappears except me. I stay in my tent alone. Shanty town. Makes no sense, they call us bums and they hide their children when we come. our lives, and then we move on. Done, I'll get my pay. Put on my coat and hop the train. Leave my Timbs and my tools, so some other fool can live this way. Working in this shanty town, it's become my own, where all is filled with a friends. Nothing to call is old. Shanty town is old. Shanty town.
I always really like that song.
Thanks, man.
It's funny because since we are technologically impaired at the moment, I'm looking at the comments, and I have it on closed caption, and it decided that you were saying something other than Shantytown.
Oh no!
It said it had the letter T, and then a bunch of asterisks, and then the word town. So
Oh,
I wanted so badly a screen cap of it. I didn't make it in time.
that's very funny. Oh my goodness!
It was so great. I did manage to get a different one that was. Yeah, I'll send it to you. You may do as you like. Sometimes these things are just for our amusement.
Oh my goodness!
But I don't
great,
know
though.
why. That makes me laugh. Take a look at your phone when you get a chance.
All right, I will do.
Man.
That's funny though.
It was. Like, what do you think we're doing here? Closed captioning? And I know it's not a person, so it's just an AI with a dirty mind.
So, a question for you, Chris. What are you drinking?
Oh, I am. It doesn't really have a name. It's just. Were you at the show? I'm terrible with remembering people who were there. Were you at the show with us at Georgie's, like
Yes.
a million years ago?
Georgie Jessup's, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember? I brought a comically large bottle of Van Gogh triple espresso.
Yes,
vodka.
I do remember
Yeah.
that. Yes.
We still have it. There's only about this much left
like
to it.
10 years ago.
I know. But I had like some of that and some like chocolate almond milk, and it is magically delicious. But
Nice.
yeah, I remember bringing bringing that, and I couldn't remember who was there. Maybe I had a little too much of it. But I know, like you guys played and we played. And I remember, I remember the weirdest things. Like I remember, like I was talking like we were in a bar playing, and I dropped an F-bomb, and there were a few people sitting there like this. I'm like, oh, and I remember, like in the audience. Like, I'm sorry. I felt really bad, you know. And
Oh,
not
that's
like,
so
well, you
funny.
should be able to handle my language. Just, oh, no, no, no. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I don't often like. I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't a particularly like family crowd.
Yeah, but I guess it's in somebody's, like, it's a house type /
Yeah, house
venue
concert.
thing.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so
I didn't have a lot of experience with that, I guess.
mm,
And you have to, like, maturity wise, you have to lop off like at least a decade or so with me in most situations. I've had Rob say, you said this thing like 10 years ago. I was like, I am so sorry for ever having spoken. I'm learning in real time. Because I say some really stupid shit sometimes, and I don't realize it, but I've gotten better. I
yeah.
talk less now, so that's probably for the best.
Rob is asking if Safi was there, and I don't think so. There was someone else there. There was a third group, but I don't remember whom.
No, wasn't it a friend of Rob and or Heather's, like a singer-songwriter type
Yeah, I'm
from
not
out of
sure.
town? He had a line in one
Like
song, "Wish I Could Have Been a Better Friend."
Matt Nakoa? Is
No,
that-
it wasn't Matt.
Okay, but yeah, I don't remember who it was. Just I
Yeah,
can't
'cause
like.
I would have remembered Matt because he's fake left-handed, and if I had seen him play guitar,
Maybe Safi was there. Safi and someone else. I don't remember. Anyway, my
Yeah.
brain is not. It was never that good at holding on to important information to begin with. So
Oh,
trivia. Oh yeah.
I remember all kinds of weird things like that. That show I remember. I remember having we were upstairs and there were other people, but the ones I remember were it was me and Joylene and Heather and Kristen, and they were talking about like being women in bands, and I'm like, and I was very curious, and they were talking about things that would happen in the past with people at bars, with them being Joylene said one time, like, we went to Fletcher's and she's carrying gear next to me. We're going in, and the door guy said, so it's basically, is your what band is your boyfriend in? And she pointed to the poster behind him of her. It was like, I'm in the band. And he was apparently very apologetic, and I'm like, yeah, but that kind of stuff doesn't happen anymore, does it? And the three of them just like, oh honey, like, oh honey, you just don't even understand. And I got like a good, like a very caring talking to, like, like oh you dumb bald man, let's make you understand.
I remember my moment like that, and it was not long after my wife and I started dating. So probably at this point about 20 years ago. And she had just gotten home from work, and I was over at her place. She's like, I got catcalled on my way here, and I'm like, ugh, yeah, that sucks. Who does that anymore? And she's like, it happens to me all the time. I'm like, really?
Yeah, I had.
I just had no clue.
Yeah,
I had no clue at the time.
Same. Not only obviously I've never done it because I can't commit. But sorry, but I've never even heard it happen. So I'm like, really? That's a thing? Like, I thought that was like, I seriously, like, you mean like from the Warner Brothers cartoons, like. And again, I've been like, Joylene, I joined her band in 1998. We played in bars and all kinds of places forever. And I never saw any of that, which and obviously it happened. So I'm just clueless. But these are like, I'm there with Joylene and Heather and Kristen, and these are like, take no shit people in my head. Like, And I remember them talking about like the difference, and Heather just looked at me and it's like, the difference is we don't get to be a dick because we're not safe if we do that. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
You,
Yeah, Rob's posted, he says, the thing about having long hair, I've got my finger on the pulse of being catcalled from behind at least. Yeah. Yep.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't had that problem in a long time.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I did have long hair once upon a time.
Same.
Yep.
There are pictures.
But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. And the thing about catcallers, they are indiscriminate. They're like, oh, woman, I'm just going to say whatever comes to my mind right now. You know, and it's just like, you know, and they don't even take the time to verify that they're catcalling a woman. Jesus. You know, and then they're like, get all embarrassed. They're like, oh, it's dude. And they're like, you know, questioning their sexuality and.
Good.
Oh my goodness. It's a whole mess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was funny. I don't know how long ago that show was, but that was where I'm like, you mean everything isn't just fine? You mean sexism hasn't been cured? Like, and again, it was a very, oh, honey. You know, like they weren't nasty about it. Luckily they liked me and knew that I meant well. That includes my wife.
But yeah, it's funny, like when you have that moment, when you realize, oh, this is still a thing and it's way worse than I could have imagined. It's quite an eye opener.
It really is. Yeah. It's like you don't see it because you don't have to deal with it. Oh.
Exactly.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Huh.
Well, all right. I have some more questions for you, but I'm going to save them for after your next song.
Oh, okay. I thought they'd be about the drinks. Let's see here. I don't know what I'm playing, which is a
It's
problem.
A Telecaster.
Asked and answered.
It's a very lovely Telecaster. I do like that starburst.
It's a tobacco sunburst.
Yes.
It's a 95. I bought it new.
I had like a 95 Blueburst. Blueburst Telecaster Plus Deluxe.
Oh.
And I let go of it, which was so dumb.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
It was a great guitar.
I did that. I got, being left-handed, everything's a nightmare. And I got like an old ass, I couldn't even tell you what it was. It was like a harmony or something, and I got weirded out by it, and we took it back, and I got like this lime green piece of crap, and I get the feeling now, like that thing is long gone, but I get the feeling now like I probably could have done something with that, like, you know, it was probably a pretty good guitar. It had like bad pickups in it. If I had known, it's not like it, you know, things aren't like they used to be in that, you know, there was no place for information. I was just like 15 and afraid, you know, like, I don't know what to do with this thing. I don't know. Okay, I think I have a song.
All right. Chris Eric.
That's me. Right now you're seeing both of us, but soon you'll just see me, and more's the pity. Maybe you've got something else on your mind. Book you read, some keys you couldn't find. Maybe you don't see what's in front of you. Maybe I'm not being clear about what we do. Maybe Baby, come on, it's easy if you're free. Baby, come on to me. Hope I didn't shock you too bad. Subtlety has never been my bag. Maybe you need to hear it another time. Maybe you think it must be a hill to climb. Missing out on all this would be a crime. I know you have a past, but I'm not talking about love to last. Baby, come on to me. Baby, come on, you see. Baby, come on, it's easy if you're free. Baby, come on to me. I know you must have questions. I know the baggage you bring. But did I fail to mention it's a sure thing? Maybe you wanna hold on just for now. Don't wanna risk our friendship anyhow. That's how you feel, you can say so. No one says you can't call a cab, but oh, before you do, there's another way this could go. Baby, come on to me. Baby, come on, you see. Baby, come on, it's easy if you're free. Baby, come on to me. Thanks.
Yay, Chris Eric.
Had like a mouth thing going on.
Oh,
I realized
yeah.
like 15 seconds into the song, like, how am I gonna get out of this one? So it's good to know I survived.
Well, speaking of Eric's, my brother Eric is actually out in the audience. So, hey, Eric, how you doing, man? I'm glad you tuned in.
And they both spell their names the same way?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah,
odds?
there's Eric. Yeah. Yeah, we got Eric James Zanowski and Eric Corbett, my brother. And then the outlier, Chris Eric.
Yeah,
So.
I got so confused, like I was going to misspell his name when responding to him, because it'd serve you right for all the times that other people misspelled my name that you had nothing to do with. Why pay that forward? That doesn't make any sense at all. We're about an hour in, which I think calls for a toast.
Oh. Cheers. I'm pretty much out, but.
Here's to you. Well, that's sad. I'm trying to pace myself. I've had a problem lately where I make myself a drink, and a goodly sum. You know, it's in a large, as opposed to like a rocks glass. It's in like a,
Yeah.
It's big, and there's ice and stuff in it, but it's still like a decent amount of booze, and my habit is just And I'm like, and I'm doing a really good job. I got a small drink. I have like half of it left, and we're an hour in. This is, this is really impressive. I have to
Yeah,
say.
I just went for it.
Yeah. No, you did the right thing. Like your idea, my idea is way more boring. You know.
I wasn't paying attention, I think, really.
It's okay. Yeah, I do that a lot. I'm just be like, I make the drink in the kitchen, and before I get out of the kitchen, I've drank half of it. You know, just. I'm afraid I didn't bring like a long list of questions or anything. It was just I was curious. I was curious about mostly your musical background because
Yeah.
I met you as a fully formed musician, and didn't like know your background at all really. So you started writing in high school, but you had to write the crap songs basically.
Oh,
High
yeah,
school was
yeah.
the people.
Yeah.
I know young musicians around here especially who have good songs, and I just it's just so irritating. Like you're good. Your songs are good now. Then what are you gonna do with the rest of your life? Just keep honing and improving your craft and getting better at that. Oh, God damn it!
Yeah, that's why you start young, and then you get all the bad songs out of the way early. So I wish I'd had that foresight, but
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I remember very clearly being into my 20s, still writing crap songs, and going, because I knew that you had to like. It's like anything else. You have to put your time in. Like you have to put your time in writing songs. They were going to be bad. Like, and then, and they didn't get any good until like my late 20s. And I'm like, God, this really took a long time.
now I basically, for myself, I had like a few good songs, for a while, like maybe 5 good songs. And then most of the songs I've written have been in the last 2 years. So
It's been a crazy couple of years, yeah.
Yeah. I've written more in the last 2 years than I have pretty much my entire life.
Funny that, isn't it? You get all this time looking at yourself on a screen. Like, well, I had this run where I was playing 2 virtual open mics a week, every Monday and Wednesday. Yours and Brian's. Much lamented past one, and I got it in my head that I didn't want to play. Not only did I not want to play the same song on one of them, but I didn't want to repeat a song from Monday to Wednesday. So I was writing 1 or 2 new songs like every week, just because they had to be there. Like this has to happen. Like I'm not going anywhere. Like this just has to happen. And some of them are good, and some of them aren't. But there are a lot of them. My biggest problem is just getting to the just do it. Just do the not screwing future Chris. Like come on, you're going to want to do this, as opposed to not do it. It'll be better to have done it. But I go through wide swaths of hating music, not other people's music, just mine and the concept. Like playing F that song, where I'm going through trying to practice for something. Like, nope, hate that song. I've got like, the binder's like an inch thick of songs from the last few years. And at any given time, I like maybe 7 of them. So I remember sending it. I think I sent the list once. I think Heather and I were texting back and forth because, we only ever talk about your bandmates for some reason. But, and I sent her like the list, and there were like letters next to it, and she's like, "Do you grade your songs?" I'm like, "God damn right I do." Like I know when they're good and when they aren't. That way I know it's easy to pick the ones out. Like if I have to play 10 songs, it's easy because those are the A's. And then it goes from there. Yeah, the stuff I've been playing has all been written. I don't play. I think I have played 1 song that I wrote before I moved to Erie, since moving to Erie, but otherwise it's just everything's been written in the last 6 years. I don't touch any of my old band stuff. It's it's not mine. It's not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It although it's funny talking about old songs. The first one I wrote that I knew was good was one I did with Joylene called Emily. And we played it, and we played it like for her family. And her grandmother, it's basically about a woman who thinks she's pregnant and then starts thinking about what's good and bad about that, and then finds out she isn't, and kind of laments what could have been. And her grandmother was convinced that we had lost a child. We had not.
Oh.
But yeah, it didn't happen. But I heard it again recently, like it came up on a thing because we recorded it, and I'm like, that was good. That was like the first good song. Like it was good, not great. Just this is a solid piece of work. Like I'm happy, like that this got written. Good. Yeah, that was my story. Thank you for coming to my TEDx talk.
No, and like I had this sort of like realization, like, there's a lot of songs out there that are really popular that are actually not that good, And if you can write something that's, that's decent and then put some good music to it, that's you're doing well,
Yeah.
Because, really, I mean, really. Is Love Me True, like, really? Is that, like, Shakespeare level writing? I don't think so. It's good music, though.
Yeah, well, lyrics aren't poetry. That's the weird thing. Because poetry has to... This is not my revelation. But it's basically, poetry has to stand on its own. And it has to hit the meter. It has to hit the mark, or it doesn't. The meter, the rhyme, whether it rhymes or not, whatever it does, whether it's read aloud or you read to yourself, all it has is the words. Lyrics hang on music.
Yeah.
And if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And songs like "Love Me Do" works great for what it is. Like, is it the best song ever? No, but it really hits that spot. I have that with random soul songs that will come on, or like "Midnight Train to Georgia," which isn't a great example because that's actually a great lyric.
That is
it's a really good lyric. Or like some of the Stevie Wonder and Soretta Wright, I want to say. His like first wife co-wrote a bunch of those songs with him, like really good Stevie Wonder songs, like the like Talking Book and all that stuff. And like those are really good. So those are bad examples, but yeah, there are a bunch of songs that if you read the lyrics, they don't hold up, and it doesn't matter. That's not why they're there.
Yeah.
But I don't know what my point was there, except that Stevie Wonder made good songs.
He really did.
And it turns out, that's the thing. It turns out, and apparently, a lovely man. Like, no, I mean, like,
I've heard tell.
2 degrees separated. Like, a friend of hers went to school with one of his kids. And apparently they're all great kids, and he's a lovely man. Never heard anything bad about it. It's like, that's nice. Turns out you can be the best and not be an ass. You don't have to have drug
think it's
problems.
rare, but yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also tolerated, like the brilliant ass, like, oh, we put up with him because of this. It's like, well, you could just not suck. But wow, we've gone on for a minute, haven't we?
Yeah, we should get back to it. But we've got a little while left, so
I feel
a
like
little
we
bit
should.
left.
I think you're up now, aren't you?
I am. So
yes,
I'm gonna do another new one, I think.
Oh, is it new enough that I don't know it, or new?
No, I think you've heard it. Yeah, you've heard it at the open mic. It was one of the songs that is actually, I think I did it a couple of weeks ago for the first time, and it was one of those where I had written it for a song challenge from the open mic, and I had then forgot about it, and then went back and relearned it. It's called Flush.
Great. Well, let's get you up on the screen. There goes Rowan Corbett.
forgot to do a thing. Pardon me a second. All right, here we go. Rivals stand opposed to exercise these demons. It's all black and white and red all over. There's no room for doubt. Right is what we're sowing. Gotta work it out and keep on going. Never ask for names. Try to think too much. It's never just a game. No one's losing touch. Plenty in the sea. Flush with enemies. These heroes stand for us. Avatars and idols rise above us all, might and glory. Witness to the action, thunderous applause. Victory is ours, we made it happen. We never ask for names, try to think too much. It's never just a game, we're not losing touch. As we wade into the sea, we're flush with enemies. Lead the greatest tribe, or build one in your mind, or leave someone behind. Might makes right if you're so inclined. They never ask for names, try to think too much. It's never just a game. No one's losing touch as they collapse into the sea. They're flush with enemies.
Very nice, sir. Very nice indeed.
Thank you.
Boom, 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 boom. Hitting buttons. Buttons, buttons, buttons. We've got buttons. Rob was asking you about something that he sent you, but I don't know if you want to address that or not.
I haven't actually got a chance to listen to it yet. He's asking about so he put down some tracks for that very song, but I haven't gotten a chance to like listen to it yet because I've been running around trying to get stuff ready for today and doing stuff with the family yesterday.
That's an interesting way to make a record. We did Breakup was mostly made in a couple of basements. And this is, 06, 07 into, it finally came out in 2010. And then we mixed it and mastered it at Right Way, which is a great studio. And I think I tracked one guitar part there. Like one guitar part wasn't okay. And they had me come in and the, Drew, nice guy. We set up and he rolled tape and I played it. And I got it on the first take, and he seemed really surprised. I'm like, what? And I mean, it wasn't an especially complicated part, but it was through the whole song. It was like the main
Yeah.
rhythm part for the whole song. And I'm like, I've been playing this song for years. I should know how it goes by now. Like this is not an amazing feat,
Yeah.
But yeah, Brightway is a great studio. That was
Nice.
a really nice place. I only got to go there a couple of times, but it was really nice.
Yeah. Haven't been in a whole lot of pro studios. A few. I've been to Air Show Mastering, both.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one down in Northern Virginia, and then what is now what's the name of it now? Charlie Pilser's place over in Tacoma Park. I can't remember what he's Tonal Park. Tonal Park.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's got. I worked with Charlie a couple of times. We mastered a compilation we helped put together, and then he mastered our the things we recorded with Frank Marchand. We did an EP there, and it's funny because it's like the most widescreen, gigantic recording we ever did. Like, this is our moment, and it's great. It comes up every once in a while on shuffle, and it's so much louder than everything else we ever did, and it's amazing because I got to use like a really good Vox amp of Frank's, like a real one, from back in the day, and we got to like double things, and Joylene like doubled her vocal for the only time, and it's just
I'm so looking forward to using all the doing all the double vocals and stuff like that on this album. Trying to do dual guitar stuff, and I'm excited about the recording process. So
I always had a problem with recording. I've always been like, it's always been one guitar. I've always been in one guitar bands. Like when it's my band, I've like been two guitar bands for other people, but mine. So if you write the song and you play it live first, and then you go to record it, it's like, well, how much do you take apart your guitar part? Because there's like stuff going on. Like, do you just double everything? Do you take apart the rhythm parts and like have different parts play it? It's a very specific problem endemic to one guitar bands. How much do you make it not sound like you live?
Yeah. And I'm for the idea of, I think it depends on the musician or like the group, but I think sometimes it's okay to do well, what would you do?
Sure.
All pull out all the stops. I think that's pretty.
And
I think it's fun.
It's also down to if you're in a band for an extended period of time and you make a few records like we did. Every record is in some ways a reaction to the record before it. You're either trying to go bigger, or you're trying to hone what you did there, or you're trying to go smaller. So like the last one we did, and again, because I haven't mentioned one of your bandmates in 30 seconds, the recording we did with Rob in a day. We made a record in a day, which actually is kind of great if you have the right band, and we had the right band. I miss that band. But we did it like 2 days after our last show in Baltimore. We loaded into our drummer's basement, and Rob brought a bunch of gear, and we set up and we tracked 11 songs, and 10 of them made it onto the record. We poked at them with various things over the course of like 2 years. I saw Rob 2 or 3 times in that time, and we never spoke about the record in person. We only did it via email.
And Rob is in the comments saying y'all were tight, and tight is in all caps. So.
Yes. Tonal Park. Yeah, except that one song, and we didn't put that one song on, did we? We you know why? Because we tried to record 11 songs, and the number is 10. So we put 10 songs. Although it's funny, I listened to the rough of that one song, and I can't remember what it is now, but I remember listening back to it after all was said and done, and I'm like, yeah, we could have put this on the record. Like we could have jiggery pokeried it and made it okay, but yeah, the platonic ideal is 10. So that was a really, Kevin and John are just a great rhythm section. We all had a nice thing, but things change, turns out. But yeah, that record. But yeah, that record was just, the four of us and Rob in a room, and that came out all right. Like that was like, with a little more. We were talking about it afterwards. Like that was a really positive experience. And I don't love recording, because you can hear everything, and then I hear me, and I don't. But like we were talking about, like if we could do like a modified version of that with like the vocals, like cut off, because Joylene did a live vocal for every take.
Yeah.
She did 11 songs. We did it in like 8 hours or something crazy.
That's
and she
crazy.
And she was never the problem. If we had to stop and start again, it was never her. Honestly, I wasn't having a great playing day, so it was probably me. I remember very specifically not playing great. Like I listened back to it, it's all right, but it's not like, it's not like my best. Yeah, but it was still pretty good. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, recording and the idea therein. Yeah. I don't know when I'm going to record anything again other than demos, because I don't like engineering things. I'm not an engineer.
Well, we'll talk. We'll figure it. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get you recorded.
I don't like that.
I have
like
some
that.
ideas.
I like ideas. Ideas are good. I like ideas. I had it in the back of my head. I always wanted to do an acoustic guitar and beats record.
Oh, that would be very cool.
Yeah, there's is it Steve Earle had a record. I want to say it's called like Washington Serenade or something. And some of the songs on there are kind of like that. Like interesting built like rhythm tracks and acoustic guitar. And those that was pretty neat. But
nice.
Who knows? Who's to say? So we talked Star Wars, we talked recording, we talked beginnings. Is there anything else? Are there other things to talk about?
I don't know. We should probably play a little more music.
I think you're right.
Yeah. What do you got for us?
Oh crap! It's my turn.
It is.
I'm just talking away. As happens on occasion, I was talking in the before times. I mean, before recording, not before the plague.
Okay.
And I was, I went through a run for like a day and a half where I said maybe 6 more words than I absolutely had to. And then as soon as we logged on, like I'm texting you, like, and as soon as we got on, like, how you doing, buddy? I don't know what that's about. But here we are. I think this is my challenge song for February.
Cool. So debut. Awesome.
Yes. So Rob, don't pay attention if you don't want to hear it. Although if you're not there on Rob Day, Rob Day is New Song Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're not going to show up for that, then you'll have to hear it now, I guess. Excuse me. You'll have to get there on your own. I know. Would have thought there'd be a sign out, not a roadmap of some kind. Is it something you just ride out until you find? You'll have to get there on your own. I know. What good would it do to tell you? What's the chances you would hear? No one really does what they don't wanna do. To be clear, you'll have to get there on your own.
Chris Eric, y'all.
Thank you, thank you.
Nice.
Thanks.
I still haven't written my challenge song for next month. So hopefully this next week I'll be able to focus on that. So that's the prompt is you have to get there on your own.
Yes.
Right.
You don't remember the prompt. Yeah, it was funny. The last one just did not do anything for me. It was the first one that I didn't even attempt. I just and I don't even know how many there have been. Where of course, let's see, Eric's here, and Rob is here. I don't know who else, but I assume that everybody's who happens to be watching it is well acquainted with the VOM, if not
Yeah,
the host.
I'm not sure when the challenge had started.
Yeah, but so I've done all of them excepting that one because I just didn't. But it seemed like a lot of good songs came out of it. It was the first one I couldn't pull a single thing out of. But yeah. Ooh, are we still doing questions? Is it still question time?
Question?
Do we have a question? Question in the back. Question in the back.
Okay.
I am curious. You've mentioned a couple of artists that were influential to you in the past. I remember you mentioning Ani DeFranco, and I know Tool meant a lot to you, but I haven't heard you mention many others. Were there any people who I'll give an example of myself the way I mean it. There's a Scottish pop band called power pop band called Teenage Fan Club.
I've heard of them.
They had a minute. They had a minute in America, but they didn't really hit here. And the record after their big hit record, called 13, turned my head in the way you could make songs, because it was a bunch of it was a lot of first position cowboy chords with a lot of distortion, kind of mid-tempo-y stuff. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting sound. I haven't heard that done before. And that really that kind of turned my head. But that kind of thing. I'm just curious.
I was really big. Yeah, Ani DeFranco, huge influence. And Tool, Tori Amos was a big influence. Yeah, particularly in the songwriting frame. And then as far as like sound, I've always loved the guitar sounds from Soundgarden, and a lot of my acoustic playing is trying to be acoustic Soundgarden, that sort of chunky, riff based, sort of guitar stuff. I
Kim
really
Thayil's
love that stuff.
Skilled, yeah. I have to send
he was
you
amazing guitarist.
I have to send you there's a podcast called The 500 where they take the old Rolling Stone 500 greatest albums and they do an episode on each one, and they had they've had different comedians and people come on to talk about it, but I think it was Super Unknown is on there, and they had they got Kim Thayil for it to talk about the record, and it's great. It's really, but it's like a deep dive. It's like an hour or more just about that record. And yeah, he's just an amazing player. It was very strange because it came up, Soundgarden came up a few weeks ago, and I put something on, and Joylene's like, "You like Soundgarden?" I'm like, "No, I love Soundgarden." She's like, "I didn't know that," and I think I had gone through my real heavy Soundgarden time in real time with them, and that would have been right before I met her. By the time I met her, I was listening to other things, but yeah. They stay in your heart,
Yeah.
That
another big influence for me, Rush.
Interesting.
Which I know is it seems like a little left field, but particularly the odd time signatures and stuff. I really listen to them quite a bit. And the songwriting. And there's just so much. There's so much rhythmic content in their music, and that's a thing that I've always really been drawn to. Is complex rhythms and stuff like that. Not that I necessarily emulate them that well, but
But you're still drawn to them.
yeah, very much.
I don't know. You have like odd time parts, and obviously you have a background as a percussionist as well. I think some of that comes through.
Yeah.
And yeah, the weird times of Soundgarden stuff, I could see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of showing you what that is. Okay.
So
Okay.
we got I guess we got time for another round, or what do you think?
I think so.
Right.
I think you answered my question.
All right.
I
So
think you did pretty well. So what do you think?
all right. I've got I'm gonna do the song that you wanted me to do. So
Ooh, cool.
it's called Unbreak.
Rowan Corbett.
What if you just said it without the contest of wills? I'll give you my attention as you make your reveal. Headed here for years now, yeah, that much is plain. Now it's finally happening. We're being honest again. You said what you had to say. Now we know where you stand. Well, why don't we call it a day? Expanse now between us, where signals are lost, stretching out through a darkness only silence can cross. You said what you had to say, and that made me clear. This is ice that you can't unbreak. Your point has been made. You said what you had to say. This feels like an end. You should probably just stay away.
Clappity clap clap clap. Bum, bum, ba, na, 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 na.
No, 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 no.
Well, that's my version of it. It's my own interpretation. Na 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 na.
Hey, hey, hey. Oh, no, wrong song. Okay.
Kiss it goodbye. Yeah. I'm always glad we do this.
Yeah.
As with most things that require any effort, I dread it at times. Like, I have to go do a thing, and it ends up being great. A great fun time. Yeah, I just the worst. You are very.
I'm glad you're still into doing it for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's always fun. It always is. It is always at the very least a good time, and you can't ask for much more than that. I just have to remember that because my memory is really bad until I'm in it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. I like this because I go through I just go through periods of just hating music, just like anything to do with it. I don't like playing it. I don't like working on it. I am really bad with staying with a thing. I asked Joylene, it's like, why do I hate music? And she had an answer. She's like, because you need it and you hate needing things. Like,
Huh.
and it's like, all right, she has known me for almost half of my life. That would make sense that she might have some notions. Learning in real time. That's my current mantra. Learning in real time. You're seeing it happen.
So do you wanna round out the evening for us, man?
Sure. I don't know. Is there anything you'd like to hear? If not, I understand. It's okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and it's like I don't know why I like this song so much. It's so Drink in My Driveway. Come drink in my driveway.
Sure. I can do that. Give me a vamp long enough for me to find lyrics. I did know the lyrics to this one, and then I didn't. I'm so, but for some reason I can remember Local Failures, which has a billion words in it. It really does. Like, it's the most words. I was singing it in the shower the other day. Like, intellect and moxie and such style, what a wonder they would be. But see, I was just going on like, it's like, that's a lot. That's the kind of thing that would have gotten me yelled at by Joylene back in the day. Like, why are there so many words? Because that's how it goes. I understood why she didn't want to play keyboards anymore. Like, it's not just getting all these damn words out. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I like Driveway too. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a great song.
Thanks, man. When Joe Boy covered it on piano, I was so touched.
That was cool.
It was really, really cool. Cozy made fun of me. She's like, "You are cheesing so hard right now." I'm like, "Yes, I am happy because somebody liked my song enough to learn it." It's happened a little more since I moved here, but still, it's like really nice. Certainly, it's not like he was in the room with me or anything. And he did it on piano. It sounded so cool.
That was cool. It was so cool.
It was very cool. This will not be as cool. Come drink in my driveway where everyone can see. Come drink in my driveway, spend some time with me. I know can't be alone, not now. A little of you is worth it anyhow. Come drink in my driveway, we can't get too close. Come drink in my driveway, you can make a toast. I know you have your busy life to live, but I'll take whatever you can give. Believe me when I say it's all I want. Ignore me when I start to crack. Whenever I say take it back. Believe me when I say. Believe me when I say if you think you should. I know might not be a perfect day, but I can't think of a better way to say, I worship you, I worship you, I worship you, I
Yay, cozy ending.
do. It's got to have the cozy ending. I think
Nice.
in other situations now I do the that melody but without the words. If I'm not doing the I worship you part, if I think it's going to throw somebody off. But yes, always the cozy ending.
Dig it. So, Chris,
So, Rowan,
what are you doing on the 27th of February?
27th of February. It's a good question. What's happening on the 27th of February?
Another happy hour live stream?
Oh, okay, sure. I didn't know we were scheduling. I'll take a. This is like radio shows where they they have all their meetings on air. February 27th. I got nothing, but now
right.
I have happy hour live stream.
Well, let's do
Set
it.
set it and forget it, baby. That keeps it. Yeah. Hit me when I'm interested. Like, yes, you got me. Hit me when I remember that I like things. I have a problem where I forget that I like anything ever.
Nice.
Yeah, my poor family.
Well, thank you, Chris, for doing this with me once again, and thanks everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us.
Yeah. What?
So, what was that?
I heard sounds. I don't know.
That was weird.
That was
I
weird.
have no clue what that was.
Do you have a person with you?
Not that I know of. Oh, you know what? I
What?
think I know what it was. I think it was the smoke alarm. It's okay.
Oh,
It's okay. It's fine.
okay.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Should that one door be glowing red behind you?
Oh yeah. No, it's fine. This is fine.
It's cool. It's fine. It's fine. Died as he
But,
lived in the basement.
Anyway, this has
Yes.
been another happy hour live stream. We do this once a month, Chris and I, and we look forward to seeing you next month on the 27th of February.
Yes, apparently so.
And other than that, I guess we'll see you, some of you, over at the open mic.
Yeah.
VOM. We do that every Monday night. You can find Chris and I there quite often, as well as
Has
Rob.
it been decided what number tomorrow is yet? I saw there was some kerfuffle about whether it was 97 or 98.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look and see. But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
we're getting it
Fair
straightened out. Getting it
Okay,
straightened out.
just curious. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks again, y'all. And do have a good night. Be safe out there. And we'll see you next week. Or next month.
Next time. Let's say
Next time. Let's just say time. Next time. We'll see you next time.
time.
Oh, I miss the Tonight Show.
Yeah, I can't say I was a huge
Johnny
fan.
Carson was cool, man.
I found him to be glib and snide.
He was good though.
He takes all kinds. That's what I keep hearing, but I liked his hero better. I like Jack Benny. But
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Good night, y'all.
At night.